building on the right across the river with the cow on top of it is the community store, Webb Store. You remember way back when the post office was in the store? Yeah, way back when, ended here in 2011. Way back when, ended here in 2011. Right, now if you look between the train and the store, you'll see a line of rocks going through the river. Now the water's covered them up, but you can see the ripples that they make. That line of rocks is a fishing weir that was built over 2,000 years ago by the Native Americans. That tall white building to the right across the river never could decide what it wanted to be when it grew up. That's the Hiwassee Union Church. It was also the elementary school and the Masonic Lodge. Now it is the community center and a wedding venue. Now the school only went to the 7th grade. Where'd you go after 7th grade?
War.
Yeah, to work, farming and logging with Dad or cooking and cleaning with Mom. Childhood was over.
So I'll wait. Where's my light at the end of time? Where's my light at the end of the tunnel? Where's my light at the end of the tunnel? One you promised.
So actually,
Promised to me.
got the restroom called one
Now we did something to the river to make it so unnaturally cold. That was cold to begin with, but we made it even colder. I'll show you what we did to the river when we get to it in a few miles.
The concept was you got to do the restroom called one. Men, when we first walk in, women, now you walking down.
Something inside.
Now the door's kind of heavy, but that's a
I poured my heart into you.
It's been a long day.
Well, we're going to go through the site of 3 different ghost towns today. We're coming up on the first one on the banks of Big Lost Creek called Probst, P-R-O-S-T, Probst. Probst belonged to the Pendergrass Lumber Company. They had a logging railroad, a sawmill, company store, and company houses here. But in the 1910s and 1920s, the trees were all cut down. So all the different timber companies sold their land to the Forest Service to make the Cherokee National Forest in 1920. So now the Forest Service did not kick the lumber companies out. All the trees were gone anyway. So they were happy to be able to sell their land and move on to work someplace else.
4 a.m. stumbling, missing time, sketchy half-truths. I'm sick and tired of putting out fires. I'm sick and tired of putting out fires. It's just been one thing after another. It's just been one thing after another. Where's my empathy? Where's my compassion? Where's my old Jesse's? Just a hot mess. He couldn't care less. He thinks he knows best. He's taking wild guesses. Am I worthy of forgiveness? Have I earned?
History of this railroad, it took 2 railroad companies working together to finish the work. They built on bits and pieces that previous companies had started but hadn't gotten anywhere with. So the Marietta and North Georgia started in Elizabeth, Marietta, Georgia, from a connection with the Western and Atlantic Railroad that they built north. And the Knoxville Southern started in Knoxville, Tennessee, from a connection with the East Tennessee and Virginia, and they built south. The 2 railroads met on June the 30th, 1890, which is important because Knoxville told them, if you're done by July the 1st, we'll give you $275,000. So Knoxville handed all that money over to one of the vice presidents of the Knoxville Southern, he looked at all that money in his hands and promptly ran off with it. Now, the original intent was to build in Murphy, North Carolina, where it was very easy to get into the Hiwassee Valley. But they were unable to purchase a piece of property that they needed, so they had to turn the main line to Murphy into the Murphy branch, and the branch line to McKaysville, Georgia, and Copper Hill, Tennessee became the main line. They built out of the Ocoee Valley over Stansbury Hill until they got to the Hiwassee Valley between Appalachia and Varner, and they had a big drop-off. So they had to build a set of switchbacks so that the train could zigzag back and forth on the side of the mountain to get up or down, in and out of the river valley. The switchbacks were very inefficient. They would only hold the road locomotive, its tender, and 4 cars at a time. They kept a tank engine at Appalachia, which tank engines don't have tenders, so they could take 5 cars through the time. But it was still slow and inefficient. It was so slow and inefficient, in fact, it was quicker to go through Chattanooga, which anybody driving through Chattanooga today knows it's always better if you can find a way around. So the first 2 railroads went bankrupt, and the L&N stepped in at that point. They had told the Southern Railway that they would not go to Atlanta, Georgia, and compete with them for traffic there. customers. It's not that the National Forest ran them off. The National Forest is more than 20 years older than the power plant.
Yeah.
That power plant came online in 1943. What was going on in the early 40s? World War II. Good job, class. I was a teacher for 20 years. I couldn't resist.
What kinds of fresh juices?
There's some of those Canada geese. Now, the area around Knoxville, Tennessee used a lot of electricity during the war years. With Alcoa and Oak Ridge, that meant that it ended up using 10% of the entire nation's electricity production there around Knoxville. But because they were afraid of saboteurs, they didn't want to build one big power plant close by. Instead, they decided it'd be safer to build a whole bunch of little ones nowhere. And then that boat dock over there, that's where the commercial outfitters put you in the water. So we are coming up on the powerhouse right now, in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee. Now, you can park at the end of Powerhouse Road, walk around TVA's gate. They don't care if you walk around it. The gate's just there to keep the car out. It's actually a public trail. It's part of the John Muir Trail. Walk up to TVA's parking lot, and you'll find steps going down that will take you further on the John Muir Trail, or you'll find steps that go up that cross this suspension bridge to get to this side of the river so you can explore or fish over here near the powerhouse. Now, as we go by the powerhouse, it'll be on the left, and the name is not spelled wrong. It's named after the community of Appalachia, not the region, and the community only had one P in the name. On the right, you'll see two large green pipes. Those pipes are 8 feet in diameter, one for each turbine and generator in the powerhouse. Now, the water is coming through those pipes. It did come out of this river, just not right here. See, the further the water falls, the more electricity it can make. So to get enough of an elevation change, the dam is 8.6 miles away by the path that the water takes. All right, Appalachia Powerhouse coming up. On the left, on the right, you'll see the two green pipes. So the dam is over in North Carolina, Appalachia Dam, and it makes Lake Appalachia. And the water comes through that 16-foot diameter tunnel from Appalachia Dam through the inside of the mountain until it gets here. Now, as you look out the windows, after the train passes the very large rocks on the other side of the river, After it passes those, you're going to want to start looking down in the river. Look for two rocks that look like wedges of Swiss cheese, one on each side of the river. You can step from one to the other and cross the whole river there. We call that the narrow spot. Car 0, you're getting close to the narrow spot right now. Car 0's the lounge car.
And all them crows with their strange mournful cries, the lows, and the grand soaring highs. I'll be kind.
I'd love to go sit on those rocks over there and not watch the world go by. Narrow spot, there it is, car 0. Car 1, look for the narrow spot. Car 2, be watching for the narrow spot.
Parliamentary seats through all the frozen hearted warlords and thieves. I'll be kind to you the rest of my days. And so when you go down that dark, foggy road, if there's one thing that you know, when you're out in the cold, with all the warmth my devoted heart holds, I'll be kind to you the rest of my days. All the gloom in these West Coast rains, and all them lonely faces, them rush hour subway trains, the things that you know deeply but can never be explained. I'll be kind to you the rest of my days. And so when you go, take this promise for the road. If there's one thing that you know, when you're out there all alone, with all the warmth my devoted heart holds, I'll be kind to you the rest of my days. And I'll be kind to you the rest of my days. what you gonna leave behind. And how you gonna be remembered by. After this life.
Highway 68 is a beautiful drive any time of year. It starts at the Georgia State Line in Copper Hill, goes through Ducktown, Tarptown, Harner, Appalachia, then back up the mountain to Coca Creek where the gold is, down to Tellico Plains, the gateway to the Cherokee National Forest, through Madisonville and Sweetwater, and across within Meigs counties without going through any community whose name you'd recognize. Crosses Watts Bar Dam to Spring City, then up the Cumberland Plateau to Grand View, where you can get a good look at the Tennessee Valley. Alright, we are now headed to the Loop. On the right side, you might be able to see the original alignment or railroad grade. We're heading to merge to head off to the switchbacks. Bald Eagle, across the river, way up high.
And may your time pass peacefully.
Left side there's Appalachia Dam and Lake Appalachia. That's where the water for the Appalachia powerhouse that we passed about an hour ago came from, or comes from, because it's still in use. Bottom right of the dam, you can see the beginning of that 16-foot diameter line that takes the water to the powerhouse. 8.6 miles away by the path that the water has to take. Now, people ask me when I'm going to cut some of those trees down so that they can see a little better. If you'll notice, some of those trees have a blue and white sign nailed to them that says TVA property. I can't afford to find to even cut one of those trees down, so they will have to stay there.
And may the gift of your tomorrow hold warm memories of me. And may your time pass peacefully. Stumble from grace, if I give in to hate, show up ragged and gray, $1 short and a day late, if I slip through the cracks, monkey claw in my back, falling off of the map into obscurity, duped and faded to black. Give my things to my brothers. Give my praise to my mother. Tell my lover I love her. If I stumble from grace, if I can't stop the mobs from coldly lynching my thoughts, and I've been hunted down and caught for all the havoc they've wrought. And if my shadow gets old before I do, don't let it be thrown to the wolves or madly hounded by trolls, whirling out of control. Please remember me warmly. Bless my memory and mourn me. Pray my angels adore me. If I stumble from grace, if I drown in the flood of vile rage in my blood, my masterpiece is a dud, just wheels spinning in the mud. And if my memory fades, tragic, wistful, and crazed, my whole life's out of phase. The only home I've ever known is set ablaze. Just think of me at my finest, my beaming heart at its kindest. Beg for mercy to find out if we stumble from grace. If I stumble from grace, if I stumble from grace.
It'll be worse when we park next to the guy in the SUV.
Yes. Oh, I had to park